Borky, the five Ole Miss players that are going to the Combine strike me as a really interesting group.
Yeah.
Starting with Nick Broker, who is going to be drafted.
Somebody will take him.
He's going to be an interior offensive lineman, most likely.
I mean, I'm no scout, but doesn't seem like he can play tackle in the NFL.
I don't think so. But he's got plenty of game tape.
And a mean streak.
Yeah.
Finishes blocks. Which I follow former NFL players become media guys, and the offensive line guys always circle that when they're doing their post-Sunday games, like film recap. Every offensive lineman they show, the thing they emphasize the most is where he finishes the block. Not that he makes a block, but it's how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that well.
I wonder if there's anybody that will be now, because of the position, maybe the answer to this question is different. But it feels like teams are going to be really intrigued by Zach Evans.
Yeah.
Because the physical gifts are there, the speed is there, the pedigree is there. But in terms of the interview, it's going to be really important. He's going to have to answer questions about his past, probably going all the way back to high school.
Oh, yeah.
I think this was a really, really important year for Zach Evans at Ole Miss. Come in and play. He didn't not a lot of tread off the tires. I mean, right? He battled injuries, but he didn't have a huge carries load this year.
Right.
But when he did carry the football, he was electric. You saw the breakaway speed. You saw the ability to make tackles. You saw the strength. So staying healthy is going to be a concern. And also kind of his mindset, the mental piece of it, I think is where NFL teams are really going to dig. And I think he's going to be able to point to a zero issues whatsoever year at Ole Miss off the field as kind of a bright spot in his story.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, that's going to be a question. I mean, they question everything. I love reading about the interviews every year with how thorough some of these questions are. And some of them cross the line, quite frankly, but
Sure.
a lot of it's really thorough. He's going to get asked about things that happen in high school. He's going to get asked about how much he actually cares about football. How much do you love football? Are you going to work at it tirelessly, which is what it's going to take for you to be successful in the NFL? You can't be good in that league on talent alone. Look at how many extremely talented players flame out in the NFL because they don't work hard enough.
Yeah.
So, but, I mean, in the running back position is interesting, right? I mean, you might see one in the first round. I mean, what a great value a guy with his talent would be, though, third, fourth round, somewhere in there. I mean, that's where Alvin Kamara was picked. So there are great running backs available then because people just don't value them anymore. Somebody will take him and somebody will love what they find when they take him. The skill set's there.
I don't know what the strategy is going to be with the representation for Malik Heath and Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo, by all accounts, had a really good week at the Senior Bowl. Showed good hands. He's big. He's strong. He's physical. Malik Heath was not at the Senior Bowl, was he? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, he was at a different one.
Okay, yeah, East-West Shrine game or
something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So he's on the radar for scouts, but those two guys strike me as players that have a chance to really build their draft stock over the next 2 months.
Malik Heath had a good year. I mean,
a really good year.
After the Egg Bowl, State fans took their shots, and understandably so. I get it, but he needed that year. Needed to kind of reset. You know, there was some stuff that he did at his previous stop that is going to also get brought up in interviews. You know, what were you doing? Why did you do it? Did you learn all that stuff? But appears to have been a really good soldier in his 1 year at Ole Miss and was really productive, physical, played through injury, blocked well. He had a really good year and probably made some money this year.
60 catches for 971 yards and 5 touchdowns.
That's a great year. And he'll be on a roster next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if and this is not an anti-state thing. You guys know me. had he stuck around, I don't know if he's in this position.
Because he would have been used differently. He was able to show a different set of skills than the skill set that he had shown within the confines of Mississippi State's offense. What about Mingo?
Separation is the question. Can you separate?
Yeah. Feels like his 40 is gonna be important.
Yeah.
Needs to run a good time there. And then Tavius Robinson on the defensive line as well. Probably a later, we'll see.